Hi everyone, welcome to present continuous tense. We will say şimdiki zaman for present continuous tense, and it is the first tense that we will learn. This will be a little bit long lesson than the other ones, and step by step we will examine it in detail and you will learn a lot. And the first thing that I want to say is you will learn a lot of verbs in this lesson because before this we didn't learn so much verb. And here it is time to learn the verb and a lot of verbs that you can use in present continuous tense. Let's start with its function in Turkish, and I will examine the verbs in detail. I want you to write the verbs, please, because they are important. And don't worry about the verbs because with time you will get used to use them, and I just want you to memorize them and try to keep them in your mind. Let's start with the functions of present continuous tense in Turkish. And I have a good news. When you learn present continuous tense, you will be able to use three different functions. First one is of course present continuous meaning. And the second one is near future. And the third one is simple present tense. How could it be possible? Yes, it is possible. In daily language, we use present continuous tense for three different functions. And the first function is the form is used to tell an action which began in the past and is still continuing at the moment of speaking. Second function is sometimes used to express an action which will take place in the near future. And the third function of it is this form is sometimes used instead of the simple present tense. And how can we understand if the sentence is present simple or near future? There will be some time adverbs in your sentence and it will be easy to understand. You will use tomorrow, next week, and so on if you use it in near future meaning. Or you will use generally on the weekends or on the morning. Those kind of words you will use for simple present tense function of it. And let's see the rule. Don't be scared. I will examine them in detail. Okay. And feel is the first part here that you will see. It means verb. And the rule is different if your verb finished with a consonant or if your verb finished with a vowel. And the first step when you want to use present continuous is you need to look at your verb, and if your verb finished with a consonant or finished with a vowel, you will apply different rules. Let's see. First part of the rule says fiil ünsüz harfle biterse. It means if your verb finished with a consonant, ünsüz consonant, you will apply this rule. And your suffixes will be ıyor, iyor, uyor, and uyor. And there are some verbs here. Before that, I teach you how can you use the verb in infinitive and what is the main part of your verb. And here, let's look at kal. Kal is to stay, and the infinitive form of it is kalmak. Kalmak is to stay. Gir. Girmek is to enter. Koş. Koşmak is to run. Gör. Görmek is to see. And firstly, let's write them down. They are the first verbs that we will learn. Kalmak, to stay. And if you want to say he or she is staying, you will use again vowel harmony. And you know we have vowel harmony for the other suffixes also. And we learned before mu, mi, mu, mu question suffixes, and the vowel harmony rule is always same. If you have a or at the end of your verb, like kal, a here, you will apply your suffix to your verb to make it present continuous. If you have a or e, you will apply iyor suffix. It becomes giriyor. He or she is entering. If you have o or u, your suffix will be uyor, and you will say koşuyor for he or she is running. If you have or ü, you will add uyor suffix. You will say görüyor for he or she is seeing. And let's write them. Kalmak, to stay. And I will say kal and uyor for he or she is staying. And the next verb is girmek, is to enter. After that, the next verb is koşmak. It is to run. And görmek is to see. Those are the first verbs that we learned. Okay, and first step in present continuous, if you have a vowel or consonant or vowel issue. And second step, if you have a consonant, you will apply your consonant condition. You will apply your, ior, uyor, or uyor. Those are your suffixes. Just main part of the verb, and depends on the vowel harmony, you will choose one of uyor, ior, uyor, uyor. Okay, and if you have a vowel, what we will do? And vowel condition here is fiil ünlü harfle biterse. If your verb finished with a vowel, you will apply two different rules, depends on your last vowel. And if you have I, U, Ü at the end of your verb, you will add just your suffix and that's it. For example, oku and uyu. Okumak is to read, uyumak is to sleep. And when you say okuyor, uyuyor, he or she is reading, he or she is sleeping. And second step, vowel step is just your, if you have I, U, Ü at the end of your verb, just your suffix will be enough. And what about if your last vowel a or e? The rule says it is not possible to say ayor or ayor at the end of your verb. And if you have a or e at the end of your verb, you will try to change them with I, U, Ü again. A will be I or U, E will be I or Ü, depends on the vowel harmony rule. Let's see. If you say aramak, it is to call someone, aramak. I will say she's calling, and the rule says, okay, you will add your suffix, but not possible to say arayor, because your suffix will be ayor here, and it is not suitable suffix for present continuous. And now your last a is changing, and it has to be changed. And what is the way to change your a? You will look at the previous vowel in this time, because it is not your last vowel, because it is about to change. Now you will look at the last vowel, it means previous vowel again. And I will look at a, okay, and I will say this a is related with I, depends on the vowel harmony. That's why I will say arıyor instead of aruyor. And the key point here is, to make a good decision, your a will be I or U. And the key point here is, you need to look at the previous vowel and which vowel is related with which one. It is the making decision part. Okay, let's look at the next one. Oyna. Oynamak is to play, to play. And I will add your suffix to make it he or she is playing, oynuyor. And why it is U, why it is not I? Why I'm not saying oynuyor? Because the rule says your last vowel a is about to change, and you need to look at the previous vowel, which is o. And depends on the vowel harmony, we know that o and u are in the same group. not with ı. That's why you cannot say oynuyor. You need to say oynuyor. Depends on the vowel harmony rule. How is it? Okay, a little bit brain burning, right? You're right. It will be more clear with time. Don't worry. Just be careful while I am trying to explain. Next verb, beklemek. It is to wait. To wait. And your last vowel is e, and the rule says you will change your e with e or u. Beklemek is to wait, and I will say he or she is waiting. Bekliyor is not suitable for present continuous. I cannot say eyor at the end of the verb. It has to be ıyor, iyor, uyor, uyor, and we are trying to make them uyor or uyor or iyor or uyor again. This is our main aim. Okay, and if we want to say he or she is waiting, I will look at the previous vowel again, e. E is related with E as vowel harmony, I know it, and that's why I will say bekliyor instead of bekluyor. This is the main rule. And the last verb here is özlemek. Özlemek is to miss someone. And last vowel is E. I cannot say özleyor. I need to change this E with some of other vowels, E or U. And where is my vowel? How can I make my decision? I will look at the previous vowel, ö. I know ö, this one, and ü are in the same group as vowel harmony. That's why I will say özlüyor, he or she is missing. This is the main rule. When you see a verb, you will look at the last letter, if it is consonant or vowel. If you have a consonant, depends on vowel harmony, you will look at the last vowel of your verb and you will apply those suffixes to your verb to make it present continuous. Uyor, iyor, uyor, uyor. And if you have a vowel at the end of your verb, you will look at the last vowel. What is it? If it is I, U, U, that's okay. Just your suffix is okay. Because my main aim was to make the last part uyor or iyor or uyor. And here, if you have a or e, as we said just before, the rule says you need to change them because it's not possible to say ayor or ayor. And I will look at the previous vowel then. And previous vowel is related with vowel harmony again, and you will make your decision depends on your previous vowel. This is the main rule for present continuous in positive way. Let's look at the negative way. How can you make negative your present continuous verb? In Turkish, ma and me suffixes are negative suffixes in most of the tense. And here, the rule says you will not use ma or me, you will use mi, mi, mu, mu as negative suffix. Because when you use ma, me, like the example, your verb will be okumayor and not possible to say ayor again. Or sevmeyor. Sevmek is to love. And if we want to say he or she doesn't love, and you cannot use sevmeyor, you have to change this ma or me. And summary, the rule says normally you need to know ma or me suffixes are negative suffixes in verb sentences in Turkish. But in present continuous, you cannot use your mame like mame, and it has to be changed again with me, mi, mu, mu. And we learned before what is me, mi, mu, mu. They were question suffixes. And here we need to be careful. They're not question suffixes. They are negative suffixes. And how can we understand which one is which one? The answer is easy because the sequence is the most important part here. Your question suffixes will be at the end of your sentence, but your negative suffixes will be between the verb and present continuous tense suffix, which is your or your, iyor, uyor. This is the structure. And rule says verb is the first thing. If it is negative, negative suffix is on the middle. After that, at the end, you will apply your present continuous suffix and it will be together. Now let's see. Okumak was to read. And if I want to say he or she is not reading, I will say okumuyor because I choose this mu, depends on vowel harmony again. Okumuyor. He or she is not reading. I cannot say okumuyor because they are not in the same group. And the next one, sevmeyor. I cannot say ayor at the end. I need to say m or mu. Me or mu. And I will say sevmiyor because my previous vowel is e. E is related with me, I know it. That's why I will say sevmiyor instead of sevmiyor. He or she doesn't like love. This is the main rule. And let's turn here. If you have a consonant, you will add yor, iyor, uyor, uyor. If you have a vowel, one of I, U, you will add just your. And if you have vowel again, you will add uyor, iyor, uyor, uyor. If you have a or e at the end of your verb again. Why I put here I, U, because those are the vowels that we already changed. Because we said we have to change the vowel a, if they are at the end of your verb. And when you change them, they become uyor, iyor, uyor, uyor. And this a will change with or u, and this e will change with e or u. This is the main rule. And what about negative? Negative suffix is m, mi, mu, mu. And the structure of negative sentences in present continuous, verb, it is main part of verb, not infinitive. There is no makmek. We need to ignore them when we are using them. Verb, after that, me or mi or mu or mu, which is negative suffix. And after that, present continuous tense suffix. This is the main structure in negative sentences. And now you know how can you make positive statement and negative statement in present continuous. And now you need to make more practice. How is it working? We will learn positive and negative questions also, and not now. Let's see what we will do after all of those knowledge. And now you have an idea what is going on in this big table. And let's see what about personal suffixes issue. And before this, you saw here just this uyor, iyor, uyor. There is no personal suffix here because did you notice we always talked about he or she? And we said there is no personal suffix in he or she or it. That's why if you want to say something for I subject or for you subject or for other subjects except he, she, it, you need to add your personal suffix at the end of your present continuous tense verb and the suffix. What I mean, let's see. We said here, kalıyor for he or she is staying. If you want to say I am staying, kalıyor and personal suffix for I subject will come to make it I am. Kalıyorum. It is I am staying. Girmek, it was to enter. And our verb finished with a consonant, and I will say gir, and one of the present continuous suffix from yor, iyor, uyor, uyor. Iyor is suitable, and now you can change the subject. Who is entering? Let's say you. You are entering. Giriyorsun. And we learned sun, sin, sun, sun are personal suffix for you subject in positive statement. And that's why it will be gidiyorsun, you are entering. Exactly. Koşmak, it was to run. And I will add uyor suffix to make it he or she is running. But if you want to say we are running, let's add a personal suffix for we. Is, uz, uz. Think about it. Yes, uz suffix will come to make it we are running. Koşuyoruz. This is the structure. Görmek, to see. And let's say they are seeing. They are seeing. Gör will take uyor to make it present continuous. And görüyorlar will be they are seeing. This is the main rule. Okay. And here, remember personal suffixes is a little bit warning because now you need really personal suffixes to use because to complete your sentence, present continuous suffix and personal suffixes are very important to say I am, you are, we are, or so on. And here there is a big table and we learn how can we make olumlu, positive, olumsuz, negative statements. And the verb is gelmek. Gelmek is to come, and I will say geliyor for present continuous, for I subject. Geliyorum, I'm coming. And for negative, I'm not coming. After gelmek verb, I need to use mi negative suffix. Gelmiyorum. Gelmiyorum. It is I'm not coming. And for you subject, geliyorsun, you're coming. You're not coming, gelmiyorsun. For he, she, it, o geliyor or o gelmiyor. That's it. Biz geliyoruz or biz gelmiyoruz. We are not coming or we are coming. Siz geliyorsunuz, siz gelmiyorsunuz. You are coming and you're not coming in plural you or respectful you. Onlar geliyorlar or onlar gelmiyorlar. This lar is optional. Okay, and don't worry about the questions right now. This is just big table and I just wanted to show you the whole picture. And let's see what else. We have two notes here and there are some exceptions. Just two verbs are exceptional in Turkish. And what are they? We have ye and de, yemek and demek verbs. And they have just one vowel and there is no previous vowel and they're finishing with e sound. And remember that we said we cannot use ayor at the end of your verb. That's why you need to look at the previous vowel. And there is no previous vowel. What will we see? What we will do? And here, the rule says always they will be yiyor and diyor. And let's say what are the meanings of yemek and demek. Yemek is to eat, to eat. Demek is to say, to say. And if we want to say I'm eating or I'm saying, I will use yiyorum or diyorum. Yiyorum, diyorum. They are I'm saying and I am eating. This was the first note. And second note says if you have one of those verbs, you will add uyor, iyor, uyor, uyor, present continuous suffixes, but be careful about last T at the end of your sentence. This T becomes D in this structure. Instead of saying gidiyor, I will say gidiyor. What is gitmek? Gitmek is to go. To go. And he or she is going. O gidiyor. This is the main rule. And for etmek, it is like kahvaltı etmek, to have a breakfast. Kahvaltı etmek. We will learn this, don't worry. And etmek is one of helper verb because it does not make sense by itself, and we don't use this etmek by itself so much in daily language. This is most of the time together with the other word or other verb, and it is one of the helper verb, etmek, mainly to do or to have meanings it has, but not by itself. You need to use another word to use it. We will see etmek more in the future, but here the most important case is you will not say etiyor, you will say ediyor. And the last one is tatmak. Tatmak is to taste something, to taste. And you need to say tadıyor for he or she is tasting something. Those three verbs are important and exceptional. And when you see T at the end of the verb in those three examples, you will change your last T with D. These two examples were irregular things and exceptional things, and it is really good to know. And there are some sentences here to understand more what is exactly present continuous and what is the rule. And there are also some questions here, but I will turn back the question structure later. Now we will just look at the statements, positive or negative statements. And here, ben her gün kitap okuyorum. Ahmet ile Ceren sokakta konuşuyorlar. Biz işe gidiyoruz. Onlar televizyon izlemiyor, kitap okuyorlar. I just want to read them, and I just want you to look at those sentences and just think a bit. What is the structure and what does it mean? Let's think about the meaning of those sentences. I will give you a second, and after that I will explain the meaning of them. Ben her gün, I every day, kitap book, okumak was to read, okuyorum, I'm reading a book every day. Very good. Ahmet ile Ceren. Ile is ve, it means and or with meaning. We use ile instead of with or and if you have two subjects, Ahmet and Ceren, it is and meaning. Ahmet and Ceren sokakta, on the street, konuşuyorlar, konuşmak. Konuşmak is to talk, to speak. To talk and to speak. We don't have two different verbs. We have just to talk or to speak. Konuşuyorlar. They are speaking or they are talking on the street. Okay. You know what is gitmek? It was mainly T, but in present continuous it becomes D. Biz işe gidiyoruz. İş. What does iş mean? İş. Yes, work. You're right. It is work. Biz işe gidiyoruz. And we are going to work. This e is two suffix. We will see. And next one. Onlar, they, televizyon izlemiyor, kitap okuyorlar. They are reading book. İzlemek is to watch. To watch. And it says they are not watching TV, they are reading books. Right? Okay, good point. Step by step. Don't worry about the verb because now we are just learning the verbs and we are seeing the structure. How is it working? How can you build up your sentences? And this is just the first practice of present continuous, and it is totally normal if you lost. Because I know this present continuous tense is not very easy, but just we need practice to be able to to be able to build up our sentences, or to be able to think, how is it working? Just give time to yourself. And now I will teach you some verbs. And before that, you learned a lot of verbs also. And now you will see some pictures and you will see some verbs. Again, I want you to write them down with their meanings, because we really need to use those verbs if we want to express ourselves in present continuous tense. Okay, let's see. First verb says kalkıyorum. Kalkıyorum. It means I'm waking up. And the main part of the verb is kalk. Kalkmak. Kalkmak is to wake up. I'm waking up. Kalkıyorum. Uyuyorum. Uyuyorum. Uyumak. Uyumak. To sleep. I'm sleeping. Okula gidiyorum. Okul was school. And I will say I'm going to school. Okula gidiyorum. Very good. Çalışıyorum. Çalışıyorum. Çalışmak. Çalışmak is to work. And I will say çalışıyorum. I am working. Very good. Kahvaltı, it is breakfast as noun. Kahvaltı, breakfast. Etmek is main verb with T, but we saw the rule, it becomes B. And kahvaltı ediyorum. I'm having a breakfast. It is not to eat. I'm eating breakfast is not working in Turkish. We don't say kahvaltı yiyorum, because we saw the main verb of to eat. Let me write it here, just a second. Yemek, it was to eat. And we don't say kahvaltı yiyorum. We will say kahvaltı ediyorum. And this part will be wrong in Turkish. Okay, you need to say I'm having a breakfast in Turkish structure. Yemek yiyorum. Now it can be I am eating food. Yemek yiyorum. I'm eating. Yemek is food. And there is a funny thing which is yemek yemek. Yemek yemek. And it is to eat food. To eat food. Yemek yemek. First one is food. And second one is to eat. Yemek yemek. A little bit weird. Okay. Kitap okuyorum. I am reading a book. Kitap okuyorum. Next one, telefonda konuşuyorum. Telefonda konuşuyorum. Konuşmak was, we saw it just before, konuşmak. Did you write it down? It is to speak or to talk. And I am speaking on the phone. Or I'm talking on the phone. Telefonda konuşuyorum. Okay. Otobüse biniyorum. Otobüse biniyorum. Binmek. Binmek is the main verb. Binmek. It is to get on, to get in meaning. Binmek. And it means I'm getting on the bus. Okay. İşe gidiyorum. I'm going to work. Banyo yapıyorum. Yapmak is to do or to make. We have two meanings of yapmak. For example, spor yapmak. It is to do sports. Banyo yapmak. It is to have a shower or to take a shower. Banyo yapmak. Mainly, I think it is mostly to have a bath. This is the better translation. Banyo yapmak, to have a bath. And we say making bath. Making bath. Banyo yapıyorum. And next one, ders çalışıyorum. We saw çalışmak, it was to work. But you know what is ders? Yes, it is lesson. And we say, I am studying, but there is no exact verb for to study. We need to say, I'm working on the lesson. Ders çalışıyorum. Ders çalışmak, together verb instead of to study. Çalışmak is just work, and ders çalışmak is to study. This is important. Çalışmak is to work. Ders çalışmak will be to study. Okay. And televizyon izliyorum. İzlemek, the main verb here. İzlemek. It is to watch. And it was izlemek, and I cannot say izliyorum because it cannot be ayor. That's why I changed it with e. İzliyorum. And the main verb is izlemek. It is to watch. İzlemek. Okay. And bilgisayar kullanıyorum. Bilgisayar kullanıyorum. What was bilgisayar? Computer, yeah, right. Kullanmak is main verb here. Kullanmak. Kullanmak is to use. Kullanmak is to use. And bilgisayar kullanıyorum. I'm using computer. Yemek pişiriyorum. Yemek pişiriyorum. Yemek is food. Pişirmek is main verb here. Pişirmek. It is to cook. Pişirmek. Yemek pişiriyorum. I am cooking. Just a second. My charge is about over. Yes. And next one, müzik dinliyorum. Müzik dinliyorum. Dinlemek is main verb and music is music. I would say I'm listening to music. And dinlemek, let me write it with you. Dinlemek is to listen. It is to listen to music. Müzik dinliyorum. I changed this last e with e. Dinliyorum. Or dinliyorsun. It is you are listening. Okay. And let's read texts together. But before this, we need to learn how is the question types of present continuous. Because now you will read some texts and you will learn more words and verbs here. There are some texts like that. We will read them and we will give an answer to those questions about the texts, and they are all Turkish. That's why let's learn how is the question type of present continuous. There are a lot of exercises here, and you will do your own exercises also. But before this, let's learn how is it working in question. Let's see the structure of questions. And here I came back the table again, and I will show you the structure step by step one more. And here we said in positive statement, you need to use your verb. After that, present continuous tense suffix and the personal suffix. And in negative statement, you will use your verb, negative suffix, and present continuous tense suffix and personal suffix. This is the structure. After that, in positive question, you will use your verb, you will use your present continuous tense suffix. After that, you will make a space between the question suffix and the present continuous tense suffix. And after space, you will use your mu, mi, mu, mu question suffix, and just you can use mu, because every time your verb finished with your in present continuous. Geliyor, kalıyor, yiyor, içiyor, uyuyor, and so on. And the main suffix is your at the end. And depends on this, you can only use mu question suffix in every cases. This is good news. You don't have to think about question suffix one more. After present continuous tense suffix, just mu question suffix is coming with a space, and personal suffix is always at the end. This is the condition, and present continuous tense suffix will be after your verb. And space, question suffix, and personal suffix. Muyum. Geliyor muyum. Am I coming? Geliyor musun? Are you coming? Geliyor mu. Is she or he coming? Geliyor muyuz? Are we coming? Geliyor musunuz? Are you coming? Geliyorlar mı? Are they coming? This is the positive question structure. Let's see one more in detail. For positive statement, verb is coming, present continuous tense suffix is coming, personal suffix is coming. In negative statement, verb is coming, mu, mi, mu, mu, negative suffixes are coming. After that, your present continuous tense suffix is coming, and at the end, again, personal suffix is coming. Positive question. Your verb is coming. After that, present continuous tense suffix is coming. And one more space, mu question suffix is coming. It has to be mu because of your at the end, always in present continuous. And after mu, personal suffix is coming. It can be muyum, muyum, musun, just mu for he, she, it. Geliyor mu, kalıyor mu, yiyor mu, içiyor mu for he, she, it, because there is no personal suffix. And for we subject, muyuz, geliyor muyuz, yiyor muyuz, pişiriyor muyuz, dinliyor muyuz, dinliyor musun can be okay. Kullanmak, to use, kullanıyor musun, kullanıyor muyuz. Those are examples. Muyuz or musunuz or just mu or lar optional. And here, in negative question, just one difference will be negative suffix between verb and present continuous tense suffix, again, like negative statement. And negative statement requires verb, negative suffix, present continuous suffix, and personal suffix. And here again, verb, negative suffix, present continuous suffix. Just between personal suffix and present continuous suffix, you are adding question suffix, which is mu in every cases. Geliyor muyum? Am I coming? Gelmiyor muyum? Am I not coming? Geliyor musun? Are you coming? Gelmiyor musun? Aren't you coming? And I want you to examine the table in detail, and you can stop the video and you can just take time to examine them step by step, because we need to see them, we need to read them, and we need to hear them to get used to hear, to get used to use, and to be familiar with them. Okay, this was the theoretical part of present continuous, and now you have all the knowledge. How can you build up your sentence? In positive statement, negative statement, positive question, and negative question. Just it is time to make practice. And I think it took more time than I talked. It is already 45 minutes, and it is the good idea to split the reading part to the other lesson because I don't want you to be bored also. Just take your time, and the next lesson will be related with a lot of reading in present continuous and a lot of exercises in present continuous. And also you will have your turn exercises. You will try to create some sentences in present continuous, and I want you to send them to me via email. I will examine them and I will give you a feedback about all of your sentences. Okay, and the lesson presentation is the lesson presentation didn't finish yet, but I made a decision to finish the lesson here because I felt that it will take more time than I thought, and please relax. Just make practice about your present continuous knowledge as theoretically. After that, when you feel more comfortable about all of those suffixes, maybe you need to listen it, you need to watch the lesson video again and again. It is totally normal because it is the first time that you see the rules and it can be a little bit weird. And if I were you, I will feel the same things because it is all related with the suffixes, and I'm always saying it is a suffix salad. Yes, honestly, it is a suffix salad. That's why take your time, and when you feel ready to make more practice and to see more sentences in present continuous, please meet with me in the second lesson of present continuous. Till the next class, take care of yourself. I hope I could able to explain the rules very well. And please don't hesitate to ask any question to me. You can ask anything in anywhere, in any time. Take care of yourself. Görüşürüz.